We pretend to go out just until school is over.
We're going to Dublin. Hey. You're the only boy in the world. I'm glad I dated.
You know, you can tell me anything, and I will love you no matter what.
I know.
Jesus, this must be what the inside of your gay brain looks like.
There you go. Good morning to Dublin and good morning to Belfast.
Hi.
Good morning to you too. Where are you?
I'm in Las Vegas.
Oh, wow. Great.
Yeah. Guys, have you ever been to Vegas before?
No, never.
Well,
No, me neither.
I've never been to Belfast, but I did spend 2 weeks in Ireland. I went to County of Cork, and then we spent a week in Dublin. And it was just the most amazing experience. I mean, the Irish people are just the best. And when we were there, it was the hottest July. This is like 6-7 years ago. And we stayed in a brand new American hotel. And across the street was this new stadium, or I think it was a new stadium, or there was a stadium across the street. And we saw a championship hurling match.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
I got a Tipperary shirt too. That was.
Oh, cool.
Tim, I love it.
And I even brought a hurling stick back home, but tried bringing that through security on a plane.
Yeah, I was going to say, that just looks like a weapon.
It does, but I have a hurling stick and I have my Tipperary shirt. So I love Ireland, and thank you both for talking to me today about dating Amber.
Oh, well, thank you for having us.
Well, Lola, you know, even the movie is set in 1995, someone who's living now in the 21st century and someone who's a millennial, can you imagine the intolerance even back then, just a mere 20 years ago?
Well, we've sort of always said this from the start, that even though it's set in 1995, I think that you could really set it in any small town anywhere now, and it would resonate just as much. But particularly, Ireland had a very different sort of social climb. You know, it's a very religious country, and, you know, 2 years previous to when the film is set, it was still illegal to be gay in Ireland, and it was criminal. So these kids, you know, didn't just see themselves as, you know, something that was kind of mildly wrong, but they saw themselves as criminals. But it was only 5-6 years ago that marriage equality was passed in the south of Ireland. And it was only when we were filming Dating Amber that marriage equality was passed in the north of Ireland. So I think that even though it's set 25 years ago, a lot of it is still relevant today. I mean, you can turn on any news station anywhere in the world, and you can see that intolerance is something that very much still exists. And I think that's why it resonates with people so much.
And Fionn, you and Lola have such great chemistry in this movie, and I understand you guys became fast friends.
Yeah. We just, you know, from the moment we met, we just really hit it off, and then we were so lucky that we had so much rehearsal time, and we got to spend so much time with one another. And then we filmed the film, and then we went into quarantine together when the first lockdown came, and then just filmed another movie together. So yeah, we can't get rid of each other.
And Lola, I love, you see that she's sketching London Calling on her notebook, and, you know, The Clash, and you know right away about her personality, just instantly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's a firecracker. I fell in love with her from the first time that I read the script. And me and Fionn have always said that this was one of those scripts that, you know, the characters were there on the page immediately. You knew them and they really resonated with us. And sometimes you get a script and you want to do it, but this felt like a script that we got, that we felt like we really needed to do it.
And just for the record, am I pronouncing your name right? Is it Fionn or is it Finn? Because I looked up on the internet and pronunciation, it said Finn, but
It's Fionn, but the first one was pretty close.
Okay, Fionn, okay. I think my favorite part of the film is your day trip to Dublin. And I think that's the turning point in the movie where that you guys, your characters really became close. And so tell me about filming. Was it actually filmed in Dublin? Did you go there?
Yeah, we did. We did film that in Dublin. And that was kind of like, one thing that was cool about that was that it was really kind of like guerrilla shooting. Like we were, we just kind of had a camera and kind of ran around Dublin filming kind of on the fly and just kind of trying lots of different things and getting very strange looks from different people as we kind of ran like drunkenly through. And then, but I think it was all different parts of Dublin. Yeah, it was the arcade and the bar. I mean, shooting the sequence where we go to see Johnny Woo perform was such an incredible sequence to film, because the way that we shot it all in one continuous take, and it was kind of us coming up through the steps and into the club, and then Amber and Sarah chatting and everything, and it was kind of like otherworldly, and it was very easy to get into, because there was just such excitement about filming this, and we kind of experienced it like the characters. I think the first time we saw the set in its kind of full like makeup and everything was filming it for the first time. So yeah, it was amazing.
And Lola, I hear you chose that hideous dress that Amber wears and that awful flower. That was your idea?
I saw that dress. There were kind of like an array of dresses that our wonderful costume designer Joan had put out for me, and the second that I saw that grotesque dress, I fell in love, and I knew that it was the one, and I still have it. She let me keep it, and I was delighted. So hopefully one day when we have an event that isn't online, I can take out the ugly dress, because I adore it.
And I think, Fionn, one of the most emotional scenes for the movie was when Eddie's father was on the couch and they were having that talk and he began to cry. Well, I didn't know if I was supposed to laugh or cry at that scene, because the movie keeps going back and forth. So what's your interpretation of that scene?
I think that, I think that's actually a really, that's a great thing, because I think we were only talking about this earlier, that, sometimes with those scenes, there's a really kind of funny scene that you feel an emotional connection towards, and then sometimes a really emotional scene that you might feel that there's something funny in. And we certainly, when we were filming, kind of flip-flop between those different things. I think with that scene, it's really a testament to Barry Ward, who plays my dad in the movie. Barry is such a terrific actor, and he's so incredible, and he has just this way of kind of getting so much emotion out of you. And I mean, personally, I find that scene really, really heartbreaking, and I think Barry really breaks my heart in that film. Sorry, I just realized I'm in the pitch dark at the moment. my lights are all off, and it was bright when we started.
Okay.
But yeah, so I think that is a testament to Barry. Barry's such a magnificent actor, and I think that he really makes you feel a million things in one take.
And finally today, let's begin with you, Lola. Tell me about the director's style. How was it working with David?
I would work with David Fionn for the rest of my life if I could. He was so fantastic. He brought such a sense of freedom that I'd never experienced before. And he was just so open, and he'd already created this world, sort of before we were attached, and you could see it on the page. We did a lot of rehearsals back and forth, which sometimes with indie films you don't really get. And we met up every few weeks, and we Pinterest boards, and we pitched ideas back and forth. But really, it was incredibly collaborative. I mean, right down to the soundtrack, Fionn and I had a say in, music that was used, and, the title font, and, we improvised a lot of scenes, and, we had the freedom to suggest things. And I think that openness and that dialogue created such a trust that, it was just common ground the entire way throughout, and just a synergy. And that came from all of the crew as well. We had the most fantastic crew. And so going in every day just felt like a joyous occasion. And when that energy is there, how can you not create something that's really joyous?
That this was such a special film, and I just enjoyed it immensely. And thank you both for joining me today. And I can't wait to come back to Ireland. And meanwhile, you guys plan on coming to Vegas. We'll hang out.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you so much for watching the film. We're so delighted that you enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Well, you guys have a good day, and we'll talk again soon.
Brilliant.
Cool.
Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.